what you book in your day with is really going to determine whether or not you create the success and you achieve the goals that you set out for that year, or if you're just going to trail off and get distracted and never even come close to them. Hey guys, Eddie Thomason here, reminding you as always that personal growth is the key to success in your career, regardless of the industry that you're in. Coming to you with another Thought Thursday, diving a little bit deeper into Monday's lunch break post. This time the quote is again from my book, and it says, "You'll want your daily routines to work for you, not against you." Wow. Guys, we have to talk about a phrase that I've learned to know as bookend your day. We have to learn how to bookend our day. There are two anchors in your day that will determine whether or not you're able to create success with the habits that you establish, or you're going to basically fall down the path of failure. John Maxwell says that success is found in your daily routine. And those two sweet spots, those two anchors that I was just talking about, is actually one is right in the morning when you wake up, and the other one is at the end of the day right before you go to sleep. We all have routines, whether they were intentional or they just happen by happenstance. There are habits that are a part of those routines that we have in our life that's there, okay? The question that I want to pose to you is how much of that morning routine that you currently have, how much of that was intentionally put there? How much of your evening routine was intentionally decided upon? Like you made the decision to put this specific activity inside of your routine. 3 years ago, I didn't have any intentionality behind my routines. Honestly, it sucks to say, but it was a very poor routine. I had very poor habits 3 years ago. I would basically wake up every single morning, and I would first thing I would do as soon as my feet hit the floor, I would go and brush my teeth, and I would use the bathroom, and then I would basically get ready just in time to leave out the house and then go to my next appointment that I had on my calendar for that day. Very, very poor. I do not recommend that for anybody. My evening routine was not much better either. I pretty much, after I finished watching some TV or whatever else and I wanted to retire and go to bed, I would basically lay in my bed on my phone and just scroll through Instagram and LinkedIn and everything else, and just until my head couldn't stay up anymore. That was pretty much my evening routine. And honestly, those routines had absolutely nothing to do with what I wanted to accomplish long term in my life. And a mentor of mine, when he sat me down and said, "Hey, Eddie, what you book in your day with is really going to determine whether or not you create the success and you achieve the goals that you set out for that year, or if you're just going to trail off and get distracted and never even come close to them." So what I decided was taking the time to be intentional about what I was going to do in those crucial anchors inside of my day. In the morning, I started adding some different things that I felt as though would benefit my long-term success and what I was pursuing that year in the next 5, 10, 15 years, actually. Because once you have those routines and those habits on autopilot, you don't have to think about them. And obviously, if you don't want to think about something, you want to make sure it's working in your favor and not against you, correct? So my whole thought process now, my routines is in the morning, I basically, the night before, set a podcast up so that when I wake up in the morning, I can hit the play button so I can do everything else that I'm going to do that morning. That podcast is playing in the background, providing the thought process and the mindset that I need in order to go and attack my day with. I also spend a lot of time in the morning in prayer. That is a staple part of my morning routine, just because I feel as though the first fruits of my day should be given to God. That's my beliefs. You guys don't have to believe exactly what I believe. It's perfectly fine. But that's what I think is very important to help me get the guidance and a direction and kind of alter my mindset so that I'm focused on what I actually need to accomplish for that individual day. So moving on to the evening routines, something that I always stick inside of there is reading. I read at least one chapter from a Success Principles book every single night because I know what I read has a huge impact on whether or not I'm going to be able to again, add to the mindset, continue to add value to myself. And I love reading at night because honestly, for me, it helps me to internalize and think about what I read and process it and kind of dwell on it. But then also it gives me the opportunity to sometimes dream about it. I don't know about you guys, but whatever I'm kind of looking at or reading or thinking about right before I actually go to sleep is typically something that I dream about or it's incorporated inside of my dream. I don't know if that's weird, but I'm just giving you guys a peek into my life right now. Your routines are very, very important for whether or not you're going to create the success with your life that you want to create, or if you're just by happenstance going to be swayed in a direction that you had no intention of traveling. So my advice is to make sure you establish routines that are going to benefit you and add to the results and things that you want to see with your life, instead of just allowing life to happen to you. You have to figure out what you want to do, the actions that you need to take so that you can attack your day productively, so that you can have the time to focus on other things, and your routines are just going to work for you and it's in autopilot. So with that, guys, I'm all set. Do me a favor. Let me know one of this video helped. Okay, that's the first thing I want you to do in the comments. The second thing is let me know one of the actions that you have in your routine that you feel as though is very beneficial for you. Because here's what I want to do. I want to encourage discussion on these individual videos. I want this to be a part of a conversation that all of us can join together and start adding some different routines and habits and actions that we take, because guess what? Success principles are universal. So don't worry about all the extra stuff that's going to be going on or what somebody else may think. Share your opinion. I want to hear it. So with that, guys, I'm all set. I look forward to seeing you again next week. By the way, something else you can add to your routine is making sure every time you watch one of these videos, you actually hit the like button. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit the little bell icon, because as these videos come out on a weekly basis, I have a passion to help you pursue a life that you're passionate about living. So I don't want you guys to miss out on that. And again, if you haven't had the chance to subscribe yet, make sure you subscribe. Again, I look forward to seeing you again next week.